So how is this planetary object going undetected by the news media? Now, there are many things that catch people's eyes, and this just so happens to be one of them. Right here, it's catching a lot of people's eyes who go look at the FAA weather cams. Now, there is a consensus that this is a planetary object, akin to Planet X and or Nibiru. And really, have we already discovered the Planet X years ago and just let it drop out of the minds of people around the world? I think we probably did. I know I read, where it said that NASA had discovered Planet X. They did. And then they just let it drop out of the minds of people. Hello there, Patricia Smith. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I've been up here in this loft practically all day long rearranging it because my husband was downstairs doing the floors. And yeah, that's a great time for me to be up here, you all. So this is the Wolf Creek Pass. We've seen it before. Several times we have. And you know that has got to be up in the sky. There has to be something around in order for that to reflect. It follows the sun as the sun rises, as the sun sets. And oftentimes there's like red in the sky with it rising and with it setting. And sometimes, there's like people say, you can see like something every once in a while, the elongated orbit. There's an elongated orbit of like this Planet X, this Nibiru, that comes around ever so often. And then this whole skies around the world, it's like this dust-like thing. And there are telltale signs to look for if that is the case, you all. Let's look over here at this FAA webcam. They're really covering it up today. They are. So let me come over here. And welcome, because we're going right over to this FAA webcam right here. Can I click on my thing here? Okay, I got it. I think we got it, you all. I really do. Let me click right here really fast. Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm supposed to be going back over here and quit playing around, Gina. All right, you all. So now let's look at this. So this is the Wolf Creek Pass, and you can look at these time lapse. Let me make it really big. This is in Colorado. You can see the location of it. Like there, it's got these look like Nexrad things on it. It does. But we're going to look at this. We're not just let's just look at the east. I'm sure there's nothing on the east, but it's the south is where you can see it in the sky. So let's start it right here, you all. Watch it as it goes across the screen because you can already see it. Let me do a window capture. I'm sorry about that. Let me do this window capture. Okay, we got it. We have got it, you all. So you can see the window capture. Let me is this sound working? Is it too loud? Is it echoing or anything like that, you all? Is what I'm wondering. I hope the sound is okay. Again, this is the Wolf Creek Pass. So let's push that button right here. And you can see it going, whoopsie, straight and make myself smaller. That's what I want to make myself. Going across this screen. And the clouds are covering it up. And really, what they've done in the sky, that's covering it up too. You can vaguely see it. Only when the clouds aren't covering, but it's going in front of the clouds. Really, what is that round, like blue circle? Because there is like a blue circle at times. It gets right there in front of it. So you can see it. It's like about this, like that big right there in the sky. You are in Ohio, and it's been dark like night all nights. Yeah. I see. So you all look at that. Why would that be up there? Really, let's see if we can, well, I could put a filter to it maybe. No, I don't want to put a window filter on a window capture. I'm gonna leave it be, you all, but look at that. Let's come over to this spot right here. As it gets down, see that right there? that like little hint of blue. That's let me shrink myself. I mean, you can barely see it, but it's like right here. I mean, you barely see it. It's just like right there in the sky. Well, I did some rearranging of this room with some shelves, and yeah, it looked like I didn't stack something so nice. It just fell back there behind me. Oh, my goodness gracious, you all. Let's look at this moving as it's going again in the sky. You can see it right there, covered up. Really, this truly is the best webcam for documenting it, you all. Right there, that one. Two suns 2 years ago. Yeah, that's what I started off doing, like documenting the two suns in the sky. It's not normal. It really isn't. And so you just look at it. It's like it's rotating. It's rotating clockwise. But it's really getting covered up. And I know there's people who have been documenting this a lot over the years, because this is one of the main webcams that do it, or that does it, going through the sky like that. I think those were ships that we saw too, those white, man, it's so cold, you all. Even up here, it's really, really cold. Right there. Hello. You got cats and something is always falling. Nellie, you did. Can you all hear me? Nellie's got no sound. I'm showing audio on my end. Maybe our sun and moon is a simulator. It could be. It really could be. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you all, now let's look at that. So let me do something with this window capture. I'm going to stop it. No, I'm not going to stop the window capture. I want to come over here to look at these headlines right here. So they got SpaceX discovering Planet X. Learners will explore the concept of a parallax, the apparent displacement of an object caused by a change in the viewer's position, and then simulate the discovery of Pluto with a blink. No, that's not Planet X. There was one in here that they had right here. The case strengthens for Planet 9. Let's look at this. What? Did y'all just seen this? Astrobiology? Let's look at that. We want to look at that. We do want to look at that. But where's the article? What happened? Do you see that, you all? Look, it's NASA, astrobiology, the case strengthens for planet, and then there's no article. Well, why did they do that? Let's look at this. It's totally empty. It's totally empty. The case strengthens for Planet 9, News Astrobiology, NASA. Written by Mark Kaufman, source Many Worlds. An artist's conception of Planet 9 or Planet X, which scientists theorize orbits in the distant solar system. C, the race is to find the giant planet that several teams of astronomers are convinced exist. I don't use no more lens on my iPhone. I don't use my lens on my iPhone anymore because I really don't take pictures. I just use my, I wish we could see this, you all. How are we going to see this? Could we do a search? Because that's really Strange. Okay, we found it. Okay, we found it, you all. The case for many worlds. Pillars of creation. Let me try to see if we can get this. That was this. Here he is right here. The author of 2 books, Mars Up Close, Curiosity, First Contact, Scientific Breakthrough in the Search for Life Beyond Earth. He has also experienced journalists, having spent 3 decades, Washington Post, NASA, the World of Water Worlds. I want to see the case strengthens for Planet X. You know what I think they did? I think that they might have, they got rid of it. That's what they did. They got rid of it. They got rid of that article. Wow. Well, we see it right there. Astrobiology, the case strengthens for Planet 9. Planet 9, and they hid it. Because when we click into it, you can't see it. You can't even search for it. Well, I could search for it. But will they let us search? Oh. Let's look. Nope. We're not allowed to look at it, you all. They don't want us to look at it. Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. A new dimension. That's okay, you all. Because you know what's going to happen. Let's look at this. More. The hypothetical. See, they've already done this, you all. In-depth hypothetical Planet X. NASA has already done it. Look, back in 2003, the 10th planet. Look at this. Let's see this. The 10th planet. They found a new world bigger than Pluto on the outer reaches of the solar system. An artist's concept of the new planet Neptune out of the Kuiper Belt. The planet was discovered in addition to the Gemini Observatory in Mauna Kea, Hawaii. And by the way, I just want to add my complaint again to the Canada, France, Hawaii telescopes. They have not updated their telescopes. I just want to say this because it really irritates me. Since December the 6th, these webcams should have been available to everybody. You see what they've done. Since we found, this is what we found right here. Right there, documented it right here. Big UFO and or a portal, and we were documenting it. Since then, they quit showing the time lapse, and this one was only 9 seconds. So that's my complaint. When I think about it, it really irritates me because it makes me think they're hiding something and we can't see it because they don't want nobody to see, and that's not very nice at all. You're withholding information that you did make public. Okay, I'm ready. So the planet was discovered in addition. This Mauna Kea Observatory. I don't even like to think about it now. Yeah, right there. So it's not Pluto, you all. Where did they say something about Planet X, you all? Yeah. They are watching my channel. They are. And it's not nice. It really isn't nice that they did it. Let's look at this. Nova. No, I don't want to see that Nova. And I don't want that. Planet X found at last. More than 100 years ago, astronomers have been searching for a mysterious object that lurks beyond Neptune and controls the orbit of distant bits of our solar system. Now, 2 professors think they have found it, you all. You can look at this right here. Is this a big, long, elongated orbit? The orbit of Planet X, which is orange. Well, that's not too oblong. Is thought to influence the orbits of 5 objects seen here in blue. So let's see these 5 objects in blue. Can you all, let me get myself out of the way. Let me put it back to me because I'm too big on here. I'm going to make myself small because I'm in the way of the orbit. Let me shrink myself right up there because you need to be able to see this. Okay, it affects the orbit of 5 objects. For more than 100 years, astronomers have been searching for a mysterious object that lurks beyond Neptune and controls the orbits of distant bits of our solar system. Now, 2 professors think they have found it. Like earlier attempts to find Planet X, Michael Brown and Konstantin Batygin, both professors at Caltech, were trying to explain the orbital anomalies. Unlike the others who focus on large objects like Uranus, Brown and Batygin were studying 6 icy bodies that all exhibit oddly similar elliptical orbits. Hello. The chances of the coincidence, they said, are 1 in 14,000, and a very plausible explanation is a massive planet orbiting very far out. So we have a massive planet orbiting very far out. Let me do this like this. We got a massive object, planet orbiting very far out. Let me read this while you look at this. That was it. Oh, no. Here we go. So, if there's going to be another planet in the solar system, I think this is it, they say. It would be quite extraordinary if we had one. Fingers crossed. It would be amazing. This is in 2016. So the team calculated that the planet, if it's there, would be about 10 times as massive as Earth, or roughly 3 times larger. That makes it a super Earth or a mini Neptune, a type of planet the galaxy is incredibly efficient at assembling, which has been conspicuously absent from our own neighborhood. And despite that, you all, I thought it was a lot bigger than that. It's not 10 times, it's not just 10 times as massive if it's Planet X, is it, you all? Do you think it is? Because I thought it was a lot bigger. No one is saying the mission is accomplished. The reporting on Washington Post, NASA Director of Planetary Science, Jim Green, cautioned Wednesday that there could be other explanations for the observed motion of the small bodies in the outer solar system. He referenced the famous dictum from Carl Sagan, the extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The Sagan rule applies. If it's there, find it. I challenge you. Somebody out there ought to find it. So Jim Green, I think we've seen the director before, Jim Green of NASA. Oh, he's former chief scientist. He was the former chief scientist of NASA. He has since retired. Wow. As of January of 2022. I wonder why he retired so fast, you all. From 2006 to 2018, Director of Planetary Science Division at NASA headquarters. Wow. So Jim provided guidance as a part of NASA's collaboration on the film The Martian. What about The Martian? Do you know there was a film called The Martian, you all? Because I don't remember a film called The Martian, but he has retired. I think there should be term limits. I really do. Let some other people in there. Look, scientists for the imager of the magnetopause to Aurora Global Exploration Mission, Global Geospace Science Missions, Wind and Polar. Now he's gone. Okay, he's gone now. Okay, so let's see this. He challenged them to say it, you all. So they spotted Planet X with a telescope, maybe challenging the 8-meter Subaru telescope in Hawaii. And for those of you who have not seen the Subaru telescope in Hawaii, let me show you the Subaru telescope in Hawaii. Let's go right over here. The 8-millimeter Subaru telescope in Hawaii. This is the one that they look at right here. This one right here. It studies things out in orbit, and this is nighttime and stuff like this. Okay, it is. That's the one. So they've got that. Let me pause this. They're going to use that. They say that it could be up for the task, but its field of view can't capture the entirety of the object's likely orbit. So given the object probably takes 10,000 years, 20,000 years to complete an orbit around the sun, there is a good chance we'll miss it. Does it take that, even if it were to pass in front of Subaru's mirrors, It will take astronomers another 5 years to sift through the data for confirmation. So if that was 2016, let's give it 5 years, so 2021. But after more than a century of looking for Planet X, who is counting? So they was looking for it, you all. And this is what they say the orbit would look like. And it is said to have an oblong orbit. Hola, from space. Oh, messages from space. Hello. Yeah, so we can look at this, you all, because, yeah, we can do it. Look, see, we got some more. 10th planet discovered. How can it be, you all? Really, how can it be that there's talk of a Planet X, and then all of a sudden it's hush hush? You really ask yourself, oh, I think I've been here before, and they won't let me make this screen bigger at all, and I don't like that. For some reason, they will not let me make it bigger. Has it finally been found? Okay, so Planetaria exploring the alien worlds. 2016. We just looked at it, you all. Evidence has been presented by Caltech. We already saw it. Discovery claimed for Planet X. If confirmed, it'll be dubbed Planet 9 for the time being. We would have a mass about 10 times. We just read it, you all. So these are the scientists right here, Mike Brown and Konstantin Badajian. Yeah, so you got them right there. 2 researchers admit to initial skepticism about their discovery. Although we were initially quite skeptical that this planet could exist, as we continued to investigate its orbit and what it would mean for our solar system, we became increasingly convinced that it is out there. An assistant professor of planetary science. For the first time in over 150 years, there is solid evidence that the solar system's planetary census is incomplete. So look at that, incomplete, you all. So look, they got a society of unapologetic Pluto huggers. So look at this, you all. So pointing to a Planet X, we have Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, Jupiter, Neptune. Zoom of the scope. Okay, so we can see the zoom of the Subaru telescope. That's really good to be able to see how the Subaru telescope would zoom. It can't get the whole orbit, but it can at least get some of the orbit, right, you all? So could it be that we will never be allowed to see the images because it's top secret? It would be a threat to our society, probably. Probably would be. They probably think it, you all. Ooh, it's freezing up here, you all. It really is kind of freezing. Oh, a super Earth, you all. So solar system, distant and elusive. The timeline, let's look at this, you all. So the timeline in search for Planet X, you can see 1846. They were looking in 1930, a Lowell Observatory discovered Pluto, but it was too small to affect Uranus. Then 1984, they suggest that mass extinction could be explained by a nearby dwarf star called the Nemesis. They said that in 1984, Nemesis. Hello. Yeah. Oh, the planetary sounds like a Megadeth song. Frank Cooper. Yes, you just made it. So did you hear that in 1984? A nearby Death Star called the Nemesis. Let me look at this. 1984. Guess what else came out in 1984? 1984. It did. Nearby Death Star called Nemesis. Let's see that. Did we get it? We got it. So let's look at this, you all. Nemesis is a hypothetical red dwarf or brown dwarf originally postulated in 1984 to be orbiting the sun at a distance of about 95,000 AU, somewhat beyond the Oort cloud. Oh, we got an Oort cloud, you all. To explain a perceived cycle of mass extinctions in the geological record, which seem to occur more often at intervals of 26 million. Yes, I said a megadeath. Is that how you say it, Megadeth? Yeah. I've heard of them before. And I don't like head banging, screaming to the top of your lung music, but I have heard, I think I have been told of the lyrics of it. And, just because it's real screaming and yelling, they sometimes have pretty good lyrics. If you can get past the screaming or the yelling, if it's a Megadeth or head banging, the lyrics are pretty good if you can resonate on that level. That's right. No, I don't like nothing loud, but I like a good song. I like good lyrics. I really do like good lyrics that are, So this is a nemesis. So they were talking about this. Okay, look at this. So 95,000 AU light years. Okay, let's look at this. So nemesis is a hypothetical red dwarf originally postulated, which seemed to occur more often. 95,000 AU. Where are we supposed to be at? 95,000 AU. We just saw someone else talk about that. They did. That's okay, we want to get off of that. Redefine calculations show no discrepancies in Uranus orbit. After all, the need for Planet X disappears. Oh, so all of a sudden, they don't need no Planet X. See, all of a sudden, look at that. Because that said, Planet X, what happened in between 1984 and 1992, so they no longer needed any explanation about a Planet X. Then in 1999, astronomers say a bias in the orbits of some comets means Jupiter-sized planet called Tyche lurks in the outer solar system. So is Tyche or Teach called, is that also Nemesis? And then Sedna is discovered. Its strange 12,000-year orbit requires outside nudge. Do you think, there's something underneath the Earth? Jeremy Hyatt? So what is, we just saw in 1984, this, the Death Star, 19, Nemesis Theory, the Death Star, that's Star Trek, or Star Wars, Death Star, isn't it? What is that? The Death Star is the first Death Star platform. Previously, ultimate weapon of the Sentinel base was a moon-sized deep space mobile battle station constructed by the Galactic Empire after the defeat of the Separatists in the Clone Wars. It boasted a primary weapon with sufficient firepower to destroy an entire planet with a single shot. It's the ultimate power in the universe. The Death Star was destroyed by rebel pilot Luke Skywalker. So that's the Death Star, Let's see what the Death Star looks like. That's what it looks like. It's like a moon. Oh my gosh, it's like a moon-shaped orbit, a moon-shaped thing. We got craters on the moon that looks like this too. But we're supposed to be looking at something different. I wanted to see this theory that right here, this right here, the 1984 Death Star thing. How did we get into that, you all? And I clicked into it, but I can't remember the one that I clicked into. The hookup, look, the authors of the 19 Death Star off the hook for math extinctions. Nemesis, 50,000, 100,000, all of that, you all. So it seems like they don't want to talk about it. It really does seem like they don't want to talk about it at all. A nemesis thing. But look at that. Look at this right here. An extinction every 26 million years. Does that not look like what we got looking at? Look at that, you all. This is the artist's rendition. Is that how you say it? An artist's rendition? Renegade planet, but it wouldn't be a renegade. Let's look at this. It's got craters in it too. It does. Let's scoot it over and bring it over. No, I wanna bring it over so we can see it, you all. See how good it looks, because it's got craters in it. And let's make it red. And this one is kind of rainbowy, so they can make it rainbowy-y. is what they can do. Let's bring that image on here because this is like somebody drawed what something like that would look like. So we're going to bring that on here, this hypothetical nemesis thing right here. Now see, that would make the sky red when the sun sets and when the sun rises. And look at the craters on it. Let's make it bigger. Look at this right here. Can you see that, you all? So look, it's got these dots on it and stuff. It really does. Got these things on it. Just like that one over there, except this one is red and this is a rainbow color. So, and that looks like it's got like a circle thing in the center of it. It really does, like right there, like a circle thing. It does look similar with the craters. Why did they draw that? Why would they draw that with those craters in there if there was nothing to it? And then we got this object at Wolf Creek Pass in the sky that they try to cover up as it's up there in the sky. You are really, it's really big. It is. It's massive. If you look at it, we need to update our thumbnail. We really do. We need to update our thumbnail so we can get that on there also, because I want to do that. See, this gets more attention because if this planet is out there and it's being picked up and they're trying to cover it up, I think other people need to know what is up there. I really do. This is a better screenshot anyhow. Not with my head down. I had my head bowed low. Let me do this. Okay, I tried to smile, you all. I just like to I want to change my thumbnail before the video ends, because if I wait afterward, then the thumbnail don't get changed. But if I do it right away, the thumbnail will get changed right away. And hopefully this will catch other people's attention if we have a better thumbnail. I know I taking a while, but I want to make sure that we can do this. Let me come over here. Let's change that thumbnail on here. That's what I want to do. Gonna make it red because we got the red sunrise and we got the red sunset. Right there you are. That's perfect. That's right. A Sakurajima. You know, I've been looking at these volcanoes. Let me just say on a side note, I've been looking at the volcanoes, and that Mount Etna one, you know, that video we did of Mount Etna. And I zoomed up on my laptop that night, and we saw them coming out of the clouds and stuff. Said they're coming out of the clouds. Remember that video? Since then, that camera, it pans away so you can't see them coming up. I have recorded it all day long, and they see it, but they don't want us to see it. So they pan the camera away. And by the way, they got a good camera, but they pan it away, so we will never get, I'm going to say it, we probably will never get any more images of them coming out of the clouds and coming up out of the ground, because I saw the camera, I watched it, I thinking, why are you zooming there for a moment, and then now you're not going to let us look at it at all. But we got this in the sky right here. Yeah, so this Death Star. Yeah, so let me see this. Right here. I'm talking about Planet X right now, so that's what we're going to talk about, this Nemesis stuff. The Death Star. See, Amazon's got the book on it, The Death Star by Richard Mueller. So look at all these images. Look up here. See? It's right up there. And wonder what camera this is on. Sparks apocalyptic fear, you all. Yeah. So let's do this. So let's look at this. This looks like Planet X distant relative apparently paying Earth a visit. All right. So you can see these images right here. Look at that, you all. That's a really cool looking picture. But that would be really, really massive right there. It's got some clouds on it. It really does. Yeah. Anunnaki banners. We need Anunnaki banners. See, look at these books. Am I even on here doing this, you all? Why do they got a book? Look at this. Nemesis, Death Star, and Other Theories of Mass Extinction. This looks like an old book, but yet they did it on the Death Star right here. An old book on the eBay. I wonder how old that book is. If we could see it. Well, I don't rightly go to eBay. I can't see it anywhere. Well, I guess we can't see it. That's fine. It's bound to be an old book, really. It's on Etsy. The Story of a Scientific Revolution. I think I've seen a 1988. Okay, so they wrote this after the NASA said something about the thing. Yeah, that's what they did. So we've got this like that. Look, Nibiru, Planet 9, Planet 12. You can see it right there. Also, yeah. VS. Something was fake. Yeah, there's something that's fake. Yeah, that's right. So this is the FAA weather cam. We're going to come back to that. We're just going to look at it just for a moment in time. This weather cam right here. So you can see this moving. Oh, burr. Right there. And you can see the clouds are in front of it, but it does. If the Planet X or the Nemesis thing has craters, this thing has craters, but this is rainbowy looking. That's the difference of this one right here. Oh. Yeah. Yes, you all. You need to stay warm because it's really cold. It's really, really cold. So this is the FAA webcam, Wolf Creek Pass in Colorado, that you're looking at right now. And you can see that in the sky. Now, look, if we come over here. So the 1984. Oh, okay, this is a lot better. Okay, this is perfect, you all. Distant and dim. The Lowell Fountain Observatory missing planet, which he calls in Flagstaff, Arizona, to search for the missing planet. An all-sky survey from the Wild Field Infrared Survey Explorer satellite rules out planets the size of Saturn or larger out of 10,000 astronomical units. Astronomers at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena indirect evidence for a Neptune-sized planet with an orbit of 15,000 years. So, what's if it's out there, you all, it's going to come. I don't think it totally disappears. Do you think it disappears? I really don't think it would disappear at all. I don't, but they got some images of it. I wouldn't want to see no stormtroopers coming here either. I wouldn't, from that place. Look at this teeny tiny book. Okay, you all, let me put this back to me. So that is the Subaru telescope in Hawaii that they were talking about that could get an elliptical orbit. They couldn't get the whole elliptical orbit. It had like an 8mm, I guess, lens or something with its mirrors or something. But this is the FAA webcam, and it is like a planetary-like size object, and it does have craters in it. The only difference is it's not completely red in the FAA weather cam like the Planet X Nibiru that makes the sky red. Yeah, it's wild. It's all wild if you think about it. All the theories that are out there concerning why the sky is red and all of it. And this weather. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, you all. I'm going to go. My fingers are freezing up here. My right hand's freezing. So thank you. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. But that does, it looks like, just right over there with it.